Top pick Ben Simmons is stunned by tragedy. Police are looking for the driver who ran down his close cousin, killing him, then took off. Zachary Simmons attended the NBA draft with Ben in New York City on Thursday night. Police say Zachary was hit while walking home from a friend's birthday party in Hoboken, New Jersey early Saturday morning. Police say he was in the crosswalk when an SUV plowed into him, sending him flying into a parked car. John McKnight lives nearby.
The victim was absolutely horribly gasping for air, but he was actually walking with another friend.
Police are talking to that friend and other witnesses. A surveillance camera captured an image of the suspect's vehicle. It's a black SUV with a New York plate. Police are trying to see if a camera picked up the actual license plate number and model of the vehicle. Witnesses say the SUV was speeding.
Pix 11 obtained this surveillance video. It shows Zachary Simmons crossing the street. Then within seconds, you can see the driver of a black SUV speeding through the same intersection. Hoboken police say the driver hit Simmons, threw him into a parked car, and kept going.
Nearby surveillance cameras captured this black SUV with New York plates traveling southbound on Willow Avenue and 6th Street around 3:30 Saturday morning, just before it violently struck Simmons and sent him flying into a nearby.
The first pick in the 2016 NBA draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Ben Simmons from Melbourne, Australia, and Louisiana State University.
A sizable Sixers contingent on hand to celebrate this pick. Ben Simmons from Australia. At various points in his career, he's been compared in terms of skills to a LeBron James type of players. You see Johnny Jones, his coach for 1 year at LSU, and that Sixers hat now goes on to Simmons as he makes his way to greet Adam Silver.
All right, y'all, we are back with the initiated video. A lot of people have been requesting that I bring these videos back to the channel. Now, I did create a series for the people that are new to my channel and didn't have a chance to see the videos on my old channel. I had a series called The Initiated, and it was basically about the sports entertainment world and, how certain players in the NBA, I didn't quite get to the NFL yet, how certain players in the NBA are basically initiated into becoming Freemasons and being, just a part of the entertainment industry. Mostly they're being initiated into becoming Masons. Now, Ben Simmons clearly was initiated. If you know the handshake, you know when they put that thumb over that second knuckle, that is the Mason shape. That is a Freemason handshake. All right? You'll notice it a lot. All you have to do is just look it up on Google. You'll probably come across hundreds of pictures of prominent individuals doing that handshake. Presidents, politicians, all around the board, right? So Ben Simmons was handpicked to be the number one pick. He already knew he was going to be the number one pick. That's why he knew the handshake at the draft that night. There's no, coincidence around it. There's no question about it. He was already trained for that moment. That's why they did the handshake. That's why he knew where to place his thumb. He was already initiated. And he also already knew that his cousin was going to be killed for his initiation. He was going to be sacrificed. It was only 2 days later. If I'm not mistaken, I think the draft was Thursday night. His cousin was killed Saturday night. Now check this article out. The cousin was killed on a hit and run, as you clearly saw in the beginning of this video. It says, the fatal collision happened around 3:30 a.m. Saturday on Willow Avenue and 6th Street in Hoboken, New Jersey. Zachary Simmons, the cousin of Ben Simmons, was 21 years old, and he was hit while walking home from a friend's birthday party. Now, the footage is a little odd because they say he was actually walking with someone, but then it also kind of looks like someone tempted him to come across the street, but we would never really know how that actually happened that night. But it was for sure a hit. It was a black SUV. Now, key numbers to let us know that this was a sacrifice for Ben Simmons being the number one pick is that it happened at 3:30 a.m. on 6th Street. We know that 3:30 a.m. is the witching/devil's hour, and in more numerology gives us 6th Street on Hoboken. That gives us our number 6. So we already know what's going on here. And a lot of people didn't actually know about this. I didn't even pay attention to it. So who brought this to my attention? A lot of you may know who he is. The guy that's responsible for first showing this, that Ben Simmons sacrificed Zachary Simmons, is Black Child. Now, all right, just to put it out there, I'm not Black Child, okay? I have told at least 1,000 people I'm not Black Child. I've never claimed to be Black Child. I've never claimed any of his work. Nothing. I'm honored to be compared to Black Child, to be mentioned with Black Child, as far as my video quality and the way I do my videos. But to put it out there, I am not Black Child. The KJ channel that shouted me out on his channel, I really appreciate the love, but I'm not Black Child. I am Black Balloon. I'm way newer to making videos on YouTube. I've only been making videos for about 2 years. Black Child was making videos long before me. He actually had that page that reached up to 500,000 subs, and he got deleted off of YouTube. He definitely inspired me heavily. I think Black Child is probably the best to ever do it in our community. So just to get that out there to the people that comment every day. I can't respond to all y'all because I tell people all the time I'm not him. And I don't try to be him. I'm proud to be who I am. I'm Black Balloon. I'm me. I'm my only self, however you want to put it. So yeah, I just wanted to let that be known for this section of the video, because originally this piece, this piece comes from a Black Child video. This is where I first saw that Ben Simmons sacrificed his cousin, Zachary Simmons. So yeah, just had to put that out there because I've been getting a lot of comments asking, am I Black Child, so on and so on. And no, Yash Kara is not Black Child either. The guy that used to be on YouTube with all those videos that y'all love, when I play those clips in some of my videos, which I'm gonna bring them back around. I got a lot of Yash Kara clips and stuff like that, which I think he still does stuff on his website, but he's not Black Child either. So that's just a disclaimer to get that out there. But yeah, so I thought, we definitely had to bring this series back around when we do talking on the Initiated series. It's a really good series. A lot of people love it. So y'all already know, man, I'm gonna do my best to get these videos back up. And I'm not gonna do too much talking right here. We're gonna go into the next segment. We're gonna check out Isaiah Thomas and the possible sacrifice of his sister. So check out this next clip. All right, y'all. So I thought I had another clip right here for y'all. But it's crazy. It's crazy how I can't seem to find any local coverage of her death. I'm sure it was maybe reported on the news, but I literally could not find anything. And I searched hard, but y'all know how I like to do. I always like to have some kind of coverage y'all could just see for yourself. Just to better, just to have that texture, but anyways, I can explain it to y'all just as well, right? So, Isaiah Thomas, his sister died back in 2017 when he was still playing for the Boston Celtics in the NBA. So supposedly, the story is that she was riding down the highway at about 5 a.m. Now, someone, I guess, behind her said that the car just started to drift off to the shoulder to the shoulder lane, and then it ended up, hitting this this barrier right here. It just said it just started drifting off. So they're saying that she supposedly fell asleep. Then there's also like stories of something of that supposedly a window was supposed to have been busted out, or she climbed out through a window or something like that. It's very vague. None of the articles even say that she fell asleep. It just said her car started to veer off on the road, hit a barrier, and she died. Nothing, it doesn't say why, it doesn't say how, it doesn't say that she fell asleep, at least in any other articles that I read. It's a very vague death. It's just, she died at 5 a.m. in her car, one car accident, and she's dead. That's all. So it's like, all right, when you look at that, you're not thinking much. You're like, okay, cool. His sister died in a car accident. There's not much there. But this was just, I think this was a day or two before game 1 of the playoffs for the Celtics that year in 2017. So, of course, Isaiah Thomas, he decided to play that day of the first game. And I don't even think it was a choice. I think they forced him to play. They're going to play regardless. So, I wouldn't even be doing this part of the video if there wasn't something that was very significant. So if you know anything about this, Isaiah Thomas, the first game back, just days after his sister died, on the highway, he scored exactly 33 points the day of the playoff game. Right after his sister is, she dies in a car accident, supposedly. He comes back in the very first game of the playoffs. He scores 33 points. All right, so this is an article, just so you won't think that I'm making this up. For the people that, may have not known who Isaiah Thomas is, or, don't know too much about basketball, or don't really keep up. I don't know. Not going to assume everyone on my channel keeps up with the NBA. So you need to see this for yourself. Right here in the lines, he hit 33 points as the Celtics lost 106-102 in game 1 of the Eastern Conference playoffs first round. Y'all, there's no coincidence, y'all. It was a ritual. It was a sacrifice. Why was it a sacrifice? Honestly, I have no idea. I have no idea why he chose to sacrifice his sister or why they made him do it. But him scoring 33 points could have been his initiation. Him scoring 33 points on the first game, y'all, that is no coincidence. Y'all already know what that 33 stands for. We don't even have to get into the number 33. That is no coincidence. That's actually wild that he scored. Bro, it can't be no more scripted than that. Also, check this out. The Celtics lost that game, 106-102. His sister was 22 years old. Now, guess what? That first game of the playoffs was played on a Sunday. That's huge. Her age was 22 years old. 2 + 2 = 4. They lost 106-102. That is a 4-point difference. So y'all see where I'm going at. All of the numbers add up to this being a ritual sacrifice. But honestly, I don't know why, because they ended up letting him go. And Isaiah Thomas is not a player that calls shots or anything in the league, but it just goes to show you, you don't have to be a huge player. You don't have to be LeBron. You don't have to be Chris Paul, but they are still initiates. These are still Freemasons. That's why he hit exactly 33 points on that first game, but they didn't win. That was his initiation. It's right there. It's right there. That's why he didn't score 32 points. He didn't score 31 points. He scored exactly 33 points, y'all. All right? So we don't have to drag that on too much longer. Y'all get the point by now. And for this next section of the video, we're going to go into a clip that I had on the first initiated video when I first started this series. So for the people that haven't seen it, check this out.
Rates, or maybe they do, that there's this powerful group of 20, 30 people. George Soros has always been talked about. There's people in Hollywood. I've always had a theory. I'm going to introduce you to what I call the NBA Illuminati. Okay, so I said this to my staff.
I can't wait to see this.
Okay. That the NBA has always been controlled by about 8 people. The commissioner, a power broker, used to be Jerry Colangelo, now it's Wild. What's the World Wide West?
Oh, World Wide West.
Okay. The 2 top agents, one of them Steve Bartlestein.
You mean Mark
Bartlestein. So right now it would be Adam Silver, World Wide West, the 2 top agents, the CEO of Nike, and Kevin Plank, the CEO of Under Armour, and the 4 players. Now, they're not necessarily the 4 best players, but they're the 4 global players. LeBron, D. Wade. They have influence among other players. Chris Paul, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Dwayne Wade. They're not the best players. James Harden's better than some. Westbrook's better. They're not shifting policy. And I've always believed this to be true, that the head of Nike, the Adidases, the commissioner, it is unspoken. They don't need to meet. There's not constant texting. But between World Wide West, LeBron, his people, the commissioner, there's an understanding of where the league should go. And I believe, this is why we got into this discussion this morning, Chris Broussard. You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not feeling this. But go ahead.
Here's my theory. So as everybody talks about Westbrook, that LeBron and the league leaders look at this and think dynamic and fun. He's not part of it. Iverson was never part of it. There are great players in this league that will never dictate the league, and that Westbrook is becoming Iverson. A fireworks show. We're in awe of it. But the agents will not direct Blake Griffin to him. They will not direct power to him.
In the face, a collection of institutions in the conference finals. LeBron, Jean-Paul George, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Durant. Of course, everybody on the edges of their seats to see who ends up in the holy land of the NBA. But here is the problem. Here is why those edges of the seats lie. The NBA is not rigged. It is, and I have been sitting on this for quite some time, but pure fiction. It is a pre-scripted entertainment option that we have all fallen victim to. Let me explain. It starts with the referees, but certainly goes far beyond. Take a long look. You've seen this face many, many a time in this playoffs. You've seen that face consulting the table for calls late in games. Not because he, Joseph Crawford, has been reviewing calls. No, it is because he is reviewing the script. We will get to that momentarily. There is a very clear script set in place. It has been set in place for months and months, and in some cases, years ahead of the outcome. Years. Let that sink in. This is stuff that has been predetermined by entertainment types. The ratings do not lie. Other things contributing to this report that I am filing today. Look at these stars. It is not an accident that they are always ending up deep in the playoffs. You might be saying, sure, it's because of their athletic ability, because it's their ability to close games. But I'm telling you here today that they are actors that happen to be very athletic. What do great actors get? They get great roles. They get screen time. They get the babes. They get the attention. They get the glitter. They are damn stars. And what do stars do? You look at your George Clooney's, your Matthew Damon's, your Bradley Pitts. They get endorsements. Their images push products, sell brands. These are entertainers that happen, again, to be athletic, not an accident. That's who rules this world. And now you might be saying to yourself, what about NBA governance? What about NBA officials at the top? We've seen the transition from David Stern to Adam Silver, but take a long look at this gentleman. You're telling me that's not the product of years and years of master casting? Look at this. Look at this. Come on. Be smarter than that, America. They've done a fantastic job of casting characters. These are not accidents once they happen again and again and again. We're talking about an announcer who was a coach a week ago. That's very convenient. Very great storyline there, NBA. The Lakers all of a sudden down and out. Los Angeles is a comeback town. Everybody knows this. The Lakers will be back. That's a storyline. This is excitement. This is drama. This is comedy. This is suspense. These are thrillers. This is ratings. What type of mind does it take to pull off something on this scale, on this level? Take a good long look at a former friend of mine that I have found out everything from, every little thing. We've since had a falling out, but the evidence has mounted and I can sit by no longer because I work for one and one person only. John Q. Public, you out there listening, you are my bosses and I report the truth to you because I have no choice. It is interwoven into my genetic material, interwoven into my DNA, which is today on fire once again. Ryan Seacrest connecting celebrities, Kardashians, basketball players, entertainment, bringing worlds together. There is no man on earth as smart as Mr. Seacrest, and there is no man capable of pulling off what he has pulled off today. He has orchestrated the biggest fallacy in sports and entertainment history, and I salute you because it is damn difficult to keep under wraps for this long, but the finals you are about to see before you have been long scripted by Seacrest and his cohorts. I have a script of this year's NBA Finals. I know exactly how it is going to happen. Take a good, long look. And now you see the title, you see who's going to be in the finals. Once people get wind of this, it may change. I can promise you nothing. Look at the powers that be. Watch them change this up now that I've revealed it. But this is a weighty document. This is the physical proof. I have submitted it to the FCC for fraudulent activity because I can no longer stand by. I don't even want to hold it anymore. This sickens me as a sports fan, as a sports mind, and as a mind of the people. The NBA is a hoax. It is not rigged, but it is fiction. You are watching television.